Going back to Norma and her story.
I'm just going to take you around the neighborhood of the Czechoslovak community. I'll take it back, as I said, to the 30s and the 40s. There were three Sokol halls. One was on 70th Street, as you heard, and that was a Slovak building with a bar and a small activity in the back. Then there was Dělnický americký Sokol, or DA Sokol, on 72nd Street between York and the river. And that's now a high-rise, of course. And then we have Sokol, New York, which was Tělocvičná jednota Sokol, on 71st Street, and still very active. In the neighborhood, we had three settlement houses. We had a settlement house, this was to cater to the immigrants. A settlement house on 76th Street, that was the East Side Settlement House. There was Lenox Hill Neighborhood House, which still exists on 70th Street. And then there was Jones Memorial Settlement House, which was on 73rd Street between First and York Avenues. It's now occupied by the Ronald McDonald House. They called that the soup kitchen. I guess they dispensed soup to the immigrants at that time. Moving along, talking about the streets. As I recall, and this very vaguely, but it was confirmed to me by a 95-year-old friend, I vaguely recall a trolley car on First Avenue. I knew there was a trolley car on 3rd Avenue. We had an elevated train on 2nd Avenue, which I rode up to Pelham Bay or out to Astoria. Maybe, I don't know, I should look this up, maybe I recall that there was an elevated train on 3rd Avenue.
Yes, definitely.
There was, yes. You remember that? Okay, good. All right. We had a couple of movie houses. As you know, the Annex, which was part of National Hall and Národní Budova, primarily showed Czech and Slovak films. They also had theater performances there, but that was one theater. We had the Monroe Theater on 76th Street and First Avenue. We had Lowe's Theater, which was here on 72nd Street and 3rd Avenue. And then a new one, I guess it was built in the 40s, was the Colony on 79th Street. Moving along the streets here. Oh, there was a bathhouse on 76th Street between York and the river. For those people who didn't have facilities at home, they could go to the bathhouse. In that same area, but it was on 75th Street, there was a live poultry market where they sold live poultry, and you could pick your chicken out and have it feathered and cleaned, and you took it home from there. I recall doing that, going there. That was exciting for me as a child. The churches, you heard from the previous speaker that St. John's, Jan Hus, and what was the other one? There was another church, right? Yes, all right. And actually, Jan Hus doesn't seem to, I don't know, but I don't know that it's dealing much with the Czechoslovak community. However, St. John's on 66th Street does have a sizable Slovak community at this time. There were three funeral homes right in this little area. We had Stolba, we had Philip, and then we have Krtil, and Krtil is the only one that's still operating. That's on First Avenue between, I think, 71st and 70th Street. We had the Czech bank, Czechoslovak bank, I guess it was formed in about, in the 30s, late 30s, and that was the Fourth Federal Savings Bank that was on First Avenue, and so that's where all the Czechoslovak savings went, and they still have a little branch there. If you're in the neighborhood, you know it's now called the Northeast Community Bank. But the president is still the son or the grandson of the founder of the Fourth Federal and Savings Loan. And I think that takes, as I can recall, takes you through the neighborhood of places in the neighborhood. Oh, what did I say? Yes, all the streets were cobblestoned. We had we had no problems with having to repave or so, but now they were all, as you know, paved. And that's the neighborhood.
That's the neighborhood, thank you. And we do one Jupaida, please. Jupaida, Jupaida, yache mamrada. Jupaida, Jupaida, yache meluyo.